Capablanca plays rook c8, we get queen b3, targeting the pawn and the king. Queen to e7, and knight d2 drops the knight back, volunteers a trade, and even sacrifices the right to castle. But Capablanca didn't like this, actually. He wanted to reinforce, so we get knight takes. Now f takes, bishop back to e2. So what the heck is going on? Rook to c6, oh geez, and g5. I mean, only Sultan Khan can play like this against Capablanca, right? Bishop to g4 and activate his bishop in a very creative way, because he knows he's not going to activate it over here. Even if you attack the rook moves, right? So rook c1 check was played here. King to d2, rook to c2, and now we have the position on the thumbnail. Sultan Khan sacrifices his queen for the two rooks. Now, two rooks are better than a queen if and only if the enemy queen is completely restricted, okay? Right, so queen to c7, the king goes back to d2, queen c4, bishop e2, queen b3, rook b1. So now the queen has been thwarted. The queen's not going to do any damage here. So we get rook c1 and rook c3, and now b4. Why b4? This is the best coordination of a position. And if you play b5, that queen's trapped. If you play b5, the queen is trapped. So the queen gets out. Rook c1, a6, and now rook g1. So Sultan Khan baits his opponent into playing a pawn move and then says, all right, I'm going to go in this way now. Queen back to a4, rook back to c1. They repeat. Now he says, no repetition for me, h5. Let's just make progress. Simple, easy, improving moves. Not every move has to do something drastic. Rook 1, c2, queen h3, king c1. Let me hide my king on b2. Queen to h3, rook to c1. Why? What is he doing? Queen h4, king a3. Queen back to h3, bishop to g3, queen f5. Now we have some targets that Capablanca can go after, but bishop h4. g6, and now a super important moment. Do you take or do you push? He decides to push, isolating that pawn for the future endgame. Maybe that pawn will be useful. Queen goes back to d7, b5, a5. So we've now isolated two of black's major targets. We go bishop g, queen f5, bishop f4, little bit of shuffling, and now he brings his king all the way back to the back rank. Queen continues to shuffle, king continues to shuffle, and finally, rook b7, the pawn pushes, bishop moves in, everything is patrolled, queen h3, and the final move of the game, rook to b8. And in this game, Capablanca didn't even get close to harming Sultan Khan. I've never seen a game quite like this.